Hello to all traders and welcome back to the market review brought to you by Orbex. So it's not too far away until we have the CPI data in hand, and it's looking likely that it will probably remain roughly about 3% year on year. This is not the core inflation, this is the overall inflation that we're looking at, which is including energy and food. So we're just waiting to see now whether or not the Fed will take a look at these figures and start cutting earlier. Well, we're not looking at an emergency cut basically. However, in September, when they next meet, we're looking at possible 50 to 75 basis cut for the rate instead of 25 basis points. So we'll just wait and see if that's going to actually happen. Obviously, the data will be quite significant. It will probably start moving markets quite dramatically, especially now that we're seeing gold, this is on the 4-hour chart, gearing up for another record high. We're just seeing slight resistance now at the previous peak where we saw this failure swing roughly about 24.78. So the last high was just above 24.80, so just about $5 short, which is nothing compared to how much the gold market has really been bouncing in the last few months. So as you can see here, very choppy scenarios on gold. Failed to reach the bottom here, which gave the impetus that buyers entered a little bit too early in the pretense that price action was going to start moving higher due to obviously the global fallout in the Middle East, and also with the fact that the Fed is looking to start cutting rates because of fears of a recession after the latest jobs number in the non-farm payrolls and just general data in America. The Fed will have to ease these recession fears in the near term as well. So like I said, we're just waiting now to see if the CPI data is going to really start elevating price action above the previous record high. And as I said, it's not too far away, roughly about $5 to go. Since the last peak that we saw here, roughly just bouncing on this candlestick on the 4-hour chart at $10 at the moment. So again, not really too much in the way of movement in that respect. Silver, on the other hand, hasn't really picked up as much as gold. We're seeing a bit of a dive in the silver market, but just steadily increasing at the moment. We'll wait and see if this slight bullish channel does actually have any momentum. Not too much to talk about with the silver market. Obviously, it's all about gold at the moment. If we look at oil as well, oil has really bounced back in the last few sessions. If we look on the daily chart, we saw this dramatic downswing in the market. Now we're seeing, after touching roughly about $72 from these previous spikes, now aiming towards $80, so moving roughly about $8 to $10 to the upside there. So now we're just waiting to crack this $80 area, very big psychological zone, before we start moving up to other areas as well, the previous swing highs that we've been seeing. Might take a little bit more time to get there because, you know, we've got OPEC struggles as well as China is in the mix, really controlling the oil prices as well. We've had quite good draws as well on the API data as well. So we'll just wait and see if that's going to have any big influence on where markets and price action is going in the near term as well. So as I said, CPI data really starting to show its strength, 3% at the moment. And we're just waiting to see, year on year this is, and we're just waiting to see if that's going to have any bearing moving forward. If we just look at the inflation rate for the UK, which happened earlier today, it did have an uptick from 2% to 2.2%. It was supposed to be 2.3%, but it did hold its own. But if this does happen, the Fed will probably be scrambling around to see what they can do to try and calm the markets down before another big move to the upside for gold at least, and the dollar could start actually significantly start moving a lot lower. So we'll just wait and see. That's the big news of the day. Obviously, if you are trading the big fundamental news events, just make sure you have all your stops in, all your pending orders secure, so you're not risking more than your risk capital. As usual, we like to make sure that our clients and all traders are protected by the big environments that could lead to high impact news events moving the market very dramatically. So just let's have a focus, take a minute before you start trading, and let's see. And as usual, we'll bring you all the latest in the big market movements on our Telegram and YouTube channel. So stick with us, stay ahead, trade responsibly, and we'll speak again next time. Bye for now.